Hello everyone, my name is Justin Odisho, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use the all-new video editing app that Adobe just released called Adobe Premiere Rush CC. So this is actually available on the desktop, but the cool part about this is it's also available as a mobile video editing solution. They're aiming this to be kind of like a faster, quick way to edit some simple videos. It's not as in-depth as how you can get on Premiere Pro or After Effects, but it's just something if you want to put together quick videos to share on social, and you got mobile access to it as well, so you can work back and forth. So right now it is only available on iOS, I believe. I'm going to go ahead and open it from the App Store. I've downloaded it, which you can too. I believe you do still need a subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud to use these. So let's open up the app and I'll show you guys how to make a quick video with it and kind of what it is. So once the app loads, you're presented with this pretty simple startup menu where you can choose to create a new project or hit this plus button on the bottom to add media or take video or photo from your camera roll. So I'm just going to create a new project. So for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to use this sample media that comes preloaded in for an example to create a project with. So we've got a couple random video clips available for us to mix together. Next, we're going to ask to use a project name. So let's name this Rush Project 1, I suppose. And you can check on the bottom to sync with Creative Cloud, and this is where that cross-platform functionality comes in. Let's say I started the project here while I was on the bus or something, and then I could come home on the desktop and open up Adobe Premiere Rush on the desktop version, and I could open up all the projects that I had started on the phone or started on the desktop, and vice versa. So let's select the sample clips that we want. So I'm just going to select all of them, all 10 of them, why not, and click Create. Here it'll start creating our project. It'll prepare all the media and lay them out on the timeline in the order that we selected them. So it's already kind of given you a rough video, put them all together. So from here, we have a pretty familiar timeline setting, and the cool part is you can scrub with your finger. So I can also zoom in with the 2-finger functionality to zoom into the timeline or zoom out. That's really nice. And you have the play, fast forward, skip buttons as usual. So here we can play this footage. We can see that this particular clip doesn't have audio, but if you look on some of the other clips, it does have audio, and that's represented by these audio waveforms that you should be familiar with from any Adobe program. And also on the right, that's cool, we have the levels as well, so you can even check if something's peaking or not. So let's say we wanted to trim or cut a clip. The way it would work in this case, let's say I want to cut this clip in half, is you have a toolbar on the bottom and you can scroll left and right and do different things. So for example, if I press the cut tool right here, it creates a cut at that section, so I can create those different cuts. I can trash that middle section and it'll automatically delete it. You can also drag the ends of clips. That little thicker orange part you can drag in and out, and you can actually arrange clips by just clicking and holding on them and dragging them. So you can actually drag them to different layers. We have the ability to stack 2 tracks on top of each other if you're doing some sort of B-roll, or you can put things in between each other. And there's a button here if you need to select but you're having trouble. This little button right here, it seems to automatically select whatever the timeline is on. But you can click and drag this clip all the way at the beginning or however you want to arrange them. So that's an interesting way to work. Also, if you want to get closer up on that audio, just to look at it closer, you can click this button here to expand it. So that's also interesting. You can also access that by holding on a clip and expanding or not. So there's different ways to do stuff. Duplicating clips, again, you saw that feature there, or I can press plus here. It'll duplicate the same clip, or I'll just delete it. Another cool feature we have is the color button. So you don't have all the graphs and curves and tools, but you do have these built-in color presets and basic color correction. But one of the other things is the titles tool. So it kind of uses the motion graphics idea that they've been working on. And you have all these basic titles that you can choose from. Basic lower thirds, all these motion graphic templates. So let's say we wanted to do this built-in lower third, we'll just click and drag it on top of this clip, let's say, and We can actually move that to wherever we like. So let's say I want this lower third to start once this drone shot happens. You can see it's a nice animated lower third that was just drag and drop. And if I click on this title, I'll double click on it, or double tap, I should say. You can edit all the font, the text, the spacing, everything about it that you need, or even the style of the title. So they have captions, call outs. I haven't even experimented with all these, but they have tons of great titles that I could see working excellently for someone who's just trying to put together a vlog or some sort of slideshow or something. You know, this is aimed at the modern creator or creator sharing for social. It seems like you can even click on it and move it around if you want to change the positioning. And if I wanted to adjust what the words said, I can just highlight and double click on them, just as if I was sending a text message. So that's pretty neat. Definitely easy to type on the keyboard. Another cool thing we have on our toolbar is the fact that you can change it from landscape to portrait mode to square canvas. Obviously, like I said, if they're focusing on social, portrait and square modes could be really useful for, let's say, an Instagram post for square or an Instagram story for portrait mode if you're trying to edit together a story, a swipe up, or a link to a video or whatever. I could see where that could come in handy. And there's a few other tools here like audio adjustment, the same way you can adjust the colors and things. You can adjust the volume. Doesn't look like there's too much advanced options on adjusting audio in this app, but you can at least do the volume. And you also have some basic transform tools. Let's say I wanted to scale into this clip or rotate it. Definitely allows us to do that. I'm not sure if there's any real keyframing options so that you can create your own custom animations in this app, aside from the animations that are built in with the title templates. So once you're happy with your final video, let's say you're ready to export, you can press this export or share button and you can choose some basic settings. So they have automatic based on the size of the clips, or you can do like a 1920 by 1080 standard HD. I'll export that and you'll see it'll start rendering just like you might be familiar with any rendering bar in any video editing program. Yeah, I'm not too sure how comfortable I'd feel doing rendering out like a 30-minute documentary on a mobile device. I don't know how powerful. I'm sure the iPhone is decently powerful, or any smartphone is decently powerful, but again, I don't know if I'd want to render out a very complex thing or long thing on this. Who knows? What if it stops in the middle? I don't know. But for me personally, I would use this type of app. Like I said, if I was trying to put together something for an Instagram story, or there's lots of creators out there that share to YouTube that aren't necessarily looking to make the most epic transitions and animations and graphics. They're just the type of videos that they make. Perhaps they just need to put a title, add a few cuts, and export it. And this type of tool would be amazing for them to be able to edit on the go, or at least start projects and finish them later, and not need to know so many technical details on all the different tools that are available in the more powerful programs like Premiere. However, like I said, this is a lot more basic, a lot more simple and light. If I personally am very comfortable with using Premiere, and I'm always on my desktop, so for me it's no problem whether I'm editing something simple or complex to go in there. But I can see how this would be useful for a different category of creators with slightly different needs and wants. So once it's ready to share, it should be in your camera roll, so you can have it there, or you could just share it directly to any of these social platforms. While we're here, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, by the way, go ahead and do so. You can follow me at Justin Odisho. It's the best place to keep in touch with what I'm doing behind the scenes and more. And also Instagram DMs is the easiest way to reach me. So look forward to connecting with you on there. But finishing up this review, this is a basic run through of Adobe Premiere Rush. There's definitely a few more features that you could dig into, like this plus button. You can create your own voiceovers or capture footage and include it. So you can kind of build as you go, really. But that's a basic look at Adobe Premiere Rush. So let's say I do open Rush on the computer after having worked on it on the phone. We could see our same Rush Project 1 that we were making on the mobile device and go in there and edit it on the desktop. You have basically the same tools and all, just a slightly more desktop version layout. There you have it. That's Adobe Premiere Rush CC, a basic walkthrough of it. I'm sure they're going to be updating and adding or changing things as they build on top of this, but it's really not too complicated. Like I was saying earlier, I think this would be good for the, I'll call it a modern social content creator who isn't so much worried sometimes about the technicality of the edit, and they just need to put the video together, export it, and share it. There's tons of creators out there that just do pretty raw videos, just straight talking to the camera like this, and I can definitely see some uses for this tool. I personally am probably still going to be sticking with Premiere Pro most of the time just because that's my workflow, but it's not one of those things where you have to choose one between the other. If you have a Creative Cloud membership, here's another option for you. For me, I don't think I would tackle any large or serious projects with it, for perhaps an Instagram story or videos like that for social. So my name's Justin Odisho. If you guys enjoyed this video review, leave a like on it below. Let me know what you think in the comments of this offering from Adobe. If you're new to my channel and you want to learn more, I actually have hundreds of video editing, photo editing tutorials on my channel, so you can check those out in the playlists. And subscribe if you want to stay tuned for all of the future updates from me and more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.